In Nigeria today, five eastern states are known to be Igbo states. But Ndi Nasobia is doing everything to make sure that Igbos that are outside the five eastern states are also recognized as one. Like Nigeria today, we have about 13 states where we have Igbo indigenous, not just those who travel to do their business. Igbo indigenous are right in 13 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is Anambra, Enugu, Imo, Abia, Ebonyi, Kogi, Benue, Cross River, River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Edo State, and so on and so forth. These are places where you have indigenous Igbos. And what we do as a socio-cultural organization is helping to bring our brothers, Akita Kings, together. And the reason of doing this is that once a time we were called dots. What we're trying to let people know is that irrespective of or not minding the political position, how they have grouped Southeast to be a region, only the fact that Igbos are far, even the Igbos are that are outside the Southeast are even more in number than the ones that you see in that five eastern states. So what we are doing is to bring every one of us together. And the word Ndi Nasobia is an identity, you know, to locate and to identify our people.
All right. Are you, in other words, saying that the Ohanese and Igbo, which seems to be another major social-cultural group, which is supposed to be the umbrella for the Southeasterners, is not doing a good job? Let me now ask Chukwemeka Kogolo.
Thank you very much for that.
Because it's like you people are rubbing it to their face and telling them you guys are not doing a good job.
No. Eke lolo eke.
So, because Ohanese and Igbo is also struggling for all these things you just mentioned.
Yeah, by the constitution of Ohanese and Igbo, they are only covering 7 states as of now, which is the 5 eastern states and Delta and Rivers. If you can see, the president Ohanese president is from River State. But Ohanese have not penetrated to Kogi, to Benue. They have not, penetrated to Isobo in Cross River. They have not penetrated to Bayelsa. They have not penetrated to Akwa Ibom. So we in the Nasobia, they have not penetrated to those states.
Okay.
So we in the Nasobia are doing...
There are indigenous Igbos in those
Yes,
states.
indigenous Igbo, the Wanke communities, the Echo, the rules. I'm speaking based on facts, not they say.
All right.
Personally, I have traveled to 774 local government of this country for 7 good years. Okay. So I have a typical experience of how Nigeria looks like by experience. So we know that Igbos are located in this place. I'm from Delta State, I'm Chubo precisely. So if I tell you I'm an Igbo person, but I'm Delta, people first of all said Nanda Burundi Igbo, they are not Igbo per se. So what Ndi Nasobia is doing physically is to make sure that these people who are Igbos are recognized beyond state origin. Because state origin makes people think that Igbos are not in those places. Okay. So that's what we are doing. We are not rubbing it to the Ohanese. Actually, we are partnering with them because Ohanese knows about us.
They know about
they know about this organization. So we are not trying to rub them. However, we are trying to enhance or help them.
Whatever they are doing.
Yes, become effective.
Okay, that's good. That's good to hear. Magnus Osai, Chukwemeka just said that Ohanese have not penetrated into the other states where you have indigenous Igbos flourishing. The problem I think we may have is that there are some of these people that don't even want to become noticed as indigenous Igbo. Better tell this to Nyesom Wike. He has once said that he's not an Igbo man. Nyesom Wike.
Yeah.
When his senior brother is saying that he's an Igbo man, Nyesom Wike in particular is saying he's not an Igbo man. He's from the Ikwere side of Port Harcourt. Obiakpor local government area. And I mean, all these things sound like Igbo to me. Doesn't sound like that to him. There are a lot of people like that who do not want to identify with any platform that wants to get the Igbos collected. Is that not a challenge for this organization?
That's a challenge, though. That is the major reason why we in the Nasobia Socio-cultural organization came together to make our people understand that they are Igbo people. So many of them were born into let me say, identity crisis. You know, because in the past, we were separated through state creation. And in Delta States, known as, like in Delta States, we have a region called Anyama, the Anyama people. So many of them, they speak Igbo language. Anyama people speak Igbo, but they feel that they are not part of the Southeast. They feel that only the Southeast are called Igbo people. Why they are not Igbo, they are known as Okwane, Eka, Enoane, and all that. So we are trying to make them understand that we all are Igbos. You can't be bearing Anechi, Chukwemeka, and you are saying you are not Igbo. Just like Yeson Wike, I believe he's just doing that for politics. But with time, like Ikore people now, so many of them identify as Igbo people. Like the president of Ohanes and Igbo currently is from Ikore. So we are using this Indian Socio-cultural organization to bring the entire Igbo people as one unit.
All right. Let me come back to the president, Onyenwe Madu. It's one thing identifying where the Igbos are. Another thing is, are you taking them away from, just like the Israelites, gathered from all the places of the world and they came to where they are now? Is that the plan?
No, okay. What we are, there are, based on what the question you asked Kogolo, there's something I want to clear that before coming to my own. We are not rubbing anything on the face of Ndio Hanes and Igbo. We are only complementing their efforts already because they have been on ground doing the one they are doing. We are not pushing their work aside, rather we are complementing their existing efforts. That is on that side. Secondly, Indian Socio-cultural organization, our work is to bring in the Igbo together. Let us have this sense of oneness. For the past, let me say, few decades, we have been divided through politics. When you look at, there are some issues people are shying away from. When Gowon said they want to create core states, is a language of division. When after the Civil War was over, there are some policies that actually push some of our people from saying Abu Monibo, because when Awolowo made a policy that if you are from this end, that maybe after whatever you have in your account, that this is what will be allotted to you. A lot of people doesn't want to lose what they have. By doing so, they decided to deny who they are. Now, one of the reasons why we are calling for Igbo unity is this. As far as Nigerian politics is concerned, every region or every people need to be well organized so that their population can count in central politics. But today, what makes the North what they are today is not because North are the most intelligent people. The reason why is because that region has been able to put themselves together to always speak one voice when it comes to anything that has to do with national issues. So Igbo, we have been divided against our stand, and that is why today our political strength or voice is very tiny. So what we are doing now is to bring Igbo together so that we can amplify our voice more than what it is today, in terms of politics, in terms of governance, because we need that population. And that is why, if you will permit me to go further, why are we clamoring or supporting the bill for the creation of an Anioma state? The reason is this: Delta North as a whole, they are known to be Igbo speaking. I'm from Akoma Moja. Now, in a North local government area of Diaspora state. So in our place, sometimes we are being called Delta Igbo. And they don't even put IGBO, they make it IBO, Delta Igbo, because they want it to look different. And when you look at the community or the traditional value, the cultural value, behavioral, you discover that we are nothing but Igbos. And some of the things that we inherited from our forefathers, these are things that shows or stand as a picture that we are one. Now, if that Anioma is created, Delta North as a whole,
the bill has passed second reading.
Yes, it's gone through the public hearing and all that. So we are waiting for the committee to submit their findings so that the final touch will be made. And hopefully we believe Anioma is coming.
Is everybody in Anioma state, or those who are supposed to be in Anioma state, on the same page on this?
Yeah, everybody in Anioma is on the same page on this. Those who are against it are against it because of their political stand and what they stand to get politically.
Okay.
We know that majority of people that are fighting Anioma State not being zoned to Southeast or whatever is because they don't want to leave that word, Niger Delta. The Niger Delta they are clamoring for is nothing but NDDC. They are still clinching to that resource that come to them. So they are thinking, so if we are zoned out of the Niger Delta now, so we lose the 30%. Yes. But not knowing that even that Anioma, Imo State enjoys that part of it. Yeah, 30 because they are also oil producing state. Anioma is also has an oil, we have Kwale and all that. So we can as well be part of that Niger Delta because by the virtue of being one of the most oil producing states.
When you say Kwale, I'm like, are they indigenous Igbo people?
They are indigenous. Okwani, you don't know the word.
Okwani sounds more like
Kwale is phonetic. Is a way of making the name look very sexy. Kwale. But the real word is Okwani. Okwani.
All right.
Yeah. So when using that word Kwale, your name is Chukweku or Chukwu. You abbreviate it to be Chu.
Right.
Now sounding Chinese. Chu. You know,
that's a short form of my name. My name is actually Chukwuneme. All right.
So, like in conclusion, what we are doing is that to make sure that we have that sense of belonging in politics, in governance, and all that. This is why we are doing that. And in the National BIA Socio-cultural organization, why we were already starting our organization, we took signatory from Igbos in Edo State, Kogi, Benue, Cross River, Anambra, all the states where we have indigenous. So the board that constitutes this organization is cut across the whole state that speaks Igbo, both in River State. Now you talk about the denial of Amechi or what is it called, Wike, not accepting to be, all these things are political. And when Amechi said he's not an Igbo, remember, Amechi has been part of Ohanes Igbo for a very long time. If he come out now and said he's not an Igbo...
Did Amechi ever deny? Amechi never denied.
No, there is a word. No, Amechi made a statement last 3 weeks recently, but I am meant to understand that he is seeking to be given a ticket to run as a president. Everybody knows that word Igbo has a lot of things that is against it systematically. Thank you.
Let me come to Chukwemeka. Now we know at least there are indigenous Igbos all over the country in more than 7 states like the Ohanese had recognized.
Yes.
You people have recognized 13 of them. And you people are championing the creation of Anioma State, which is a good one for equity and proper distribution of not just the wealth of Nigeria, but of course for
justice purpose.
For justice to be done. There are some other people that might also clamor for more states if this continues, because we are neighboring, we have neighbors from states like Kogi, Benue State, and so on. Wouldn't you be setting up something that we may not be able to control? You find that people also clamoring for even smaller states that don't have the status of a proper state in terms of what the Constitution says in Nigeria.
Okay. Actually, what you are saying is actually true, because some people, one step, they want to take 2 steps. Yeah, of course. But the truth is that there's an imbalance in the geopolitical zone of this country, which has made Igbo.
So after Anioma State, you people are okay. We'll now have 6
it's not
states
just we people, everybody should be okay, because now, as of today, the 6th political zone has 6 states, apart from Northwest that has 7. But the Igbos have 5. So there should be a balance. We can't be clamoring for one Nigeria when some people are being cheated. Let me give you an example. If they bring a project that will be done by political zone in the House of Assembly, and they say those that are in support of Southeast should stand up, it's only 15 senators that will stand up.
Okay.
Automatically they have lost, because other people have 6 states having 18 senators.
Exactly.
Do you understand me? So let us first of all balance the equation and see how it goes from there. That is the essence of clamoring for a 6 state for the Igbos. We are not clamoring for it because we and Anioma want to be a state on our own. First of all, we want Igbos to have a state. But at the same time, we want the Igbos to become more stronger by having a state outside the Southeast. Because it's possible to come to Igbo land and divide, cut Anambra and the and give them one state, but it doesn't make sense. Nobody becomes rich by minusing.
All right.
Everybody becomes rich by addition.
Let me just hold that thought, because even while we struggle for Anyoma State, there are some other states that are being, agitated for within the southeast. If we have Anyoma, and then there's another one coming up, let's say Aba State. There's so many, about 5 more.
Yes, and in state,
the federal government listen to the southeast for more.
No. That would be. Should I use the word greedy?
No, but don't you think those who are agitating for some of these states within the southeast now would probably oppose the creation of Anyoma State?
Definitely, there's going to be an opposition. If there's no opposition, it doesn't make a good political sense.
Okay.
So there must be a factor, a reason why some people will drop their agitation to support Anyoma State. Like I said, nobody becomes rich by minors. Okay. If Ndi Igbo truly want to be rich, Ndi Igbo si Igbo Ike, they should not minus themselves, divide themselves to become state. They should add to themselves to become state. That is how to become richer.
Okay.
Both in land mass, economically, politically, and population.
Okay. Very quickly to Magnus Society. We know that in the history of this country, our political history has recorded that the only times states were able to be created was during the military rule. It has never happened during the civil. So, yes, it might be at the committee stage, but it's going to be tough when the debates will start. How many people would push for this, knowing that the Southeasterners are less in number, even at the National Assembly? Magnus.
Like in Nigeria,
have you people lobbied the other geopolitical zones to support? Because you can't do this alone.
Yes, we have.
If it's put up as voice votes, the Southeast will lose.
We have.
So many people are saying that states cannot be created by a civilian. They always say that states in Nigeria are only created by military rule, but it's not true. We are no longer in military rule. You understand? So the Constitution of Nigeria allows for the creation of states and boundary adjustments. And Senator Ned Nwoko have done everything necessary in a legal means to make sure that Anyoma State is being actualized.
Is he canvassing and doing all the horse trading that is required to do this, to get some other geopolitical zones on his side? It's not just by talking alone.
Yeah.
Because eventually this might come down to voice votes.
Yes, as we are talking now.
Those who are in favor say aye, those who are not in favor say nay.
Are in support,
and we know how it is. 85.
Yeah,
no, as of
at the red chamber.
Before we went for the public hearing,
yes.
85 senators have already stand for Anyoma State creation.
Okay. Okay, now let me come back to you, President. We know how much the Ohanese and Igbo has been criticized for not clearly cutting out its coat to become political. You know the Afenifere, how political they can be. You know the Arewa, how political they can be, but still they are all socio-cultural. Are you eventually going to metamorphose into another political platform, maybe in future? Because already you're talking politics, you're talking the creation of states, which is politics.
Let me say this: whether you accept it or believe it or not, every socio-cultural organization representing the people is of the purpose of governance, is of the purpose of bringing economic stability to the other people and
so you
benefit.
Can't run away from politics.
You can't run away from politics, because if anything is happening within your region, it is this same socio-cultural organization that will be the voice of the people. You stand to defend the people and you stand to work for the good and the benefit of the people. So when you say political, we are saying here in essence is that as an organization, anybody within Indian socio-cultural organization states that they're out for a political office. Let's say Anambra will have one, Delta will have one, all of us are Southeasterners. What we need to do is that we're not going to take side on any of the two because they are our own. What we do is that we have a way of bringing them together to see need to follow whichever step that is going to be to our own what benefit. And again, as far as what we are saying is concerned, we are not in politics but we are here to redirect whatsoever this thing that is not going on well for us. So we are a voice. So we can't shy away from the politics. In as much as we are not political.
Okay. So you have to tell me what is happening at well, I wouldn't mention the venue. Okay. It's going to happen in Delta State, Jace Dal Hotel and Suites, Okpanam, Delta State.
Yes.
You're calling up all the Igbos, Obako Igbo, Zari Igbo.
Igbo Zari Igbo.
Oruna Ndida.
Yes.
Okay. It's happening on the 29th to the 30th of August 2025. Tell us more about this.
All right. What is happening is that come 29th through 30th of August, this number, these 2 days is very symbolic and spiritual, because we have been clamoring for the unity of Ndebo for over 9 years now, close to 9 years. Now the conference that is coming on this day, these 2 days, is going to have Igbos in Benue, just like we said, all the 13 states assembled, both our kings, our fathers, and other way to do in the society. What are we coming to do? To discuss our oneness. What are we coming to do? To say sorry to whosoever that have been wrong in the time past, maybe one thing or the other led to you denying your identity or denying where you are from. These are things we are coming to discuss. Who look for his brother trouble? This is what you have done to me that made me to say we are no more brother. We are going to be ironing them out, and we're going to be saying sorry to one another on that day. The wound that we've nurtured for over 6 decades, over 60 to 70 years, we get healed on this particular conference.
All right.
Yeah.
Chukwuemeka, you said you don't have any problem with your Hanes and Igbo.
No.
What about the indigenous people of Biafra? How do they see this organization? Have you gone to reach out to them to know whether they are in tandem on the same page with all these aspirations?
This is the second time I'm seeing this kind of question.
You will see it often because
yes.
you cannot create something like this and neglect the indigenous people of Biafra, even though they are
they are my biggest fans, if I should say so. If I should open my social media handle, my biggest fans are the IPOB and the Biafra agitators. So there's no issue here in the sense, like I said initially, everybody knows his work. Our own mission is to make sure that everybody identifies as Igbo. That is the primary mission here. Be Igbo boldly and firmly, publicly and secretly. Because where I came from, I know there are some people in my own family today that are saying they're not Igbo. But I know Igbo. I know Igbo. I know tribal mark in Igbo. You want to go? We understand the politics behind it. Even the Biafra you said is is part of the reason why some people are denying.
Go ahead.
But Amanjin Babu Yalogo, we must all agree that we are Igbos, first thing first, before any other thing. Before the coming of Nigeria to become an independent state, before the coming of the Eastern region, before the coming of the Midwest, degraded, before the coming of anything, we are first Igbo, like Chimamanda said in one of his books. Yeah. I'm first Igbo before the coming of the colonial. So the Biafra is not a stopping stone, or is not a blockage to what we are doing. They are even in support, knowing fully that those our brothers that have denied their identity are beginning to recognize truly their Igbo and they're embracing it.
Okay. This is Issues, a very special episode. We are looking at these new organizations. Not really new, but the first time they're coming to Blade 91.5 FM. They call themselves let me get it right. Ndina
Sobia,
that
socio-cultural.
is, is like calling out to all those who understand and speak Igbo wherever you are in this country, trying to unite them, trying to tell them that they are one, trying to say, come, let's reason together. And they have something that's going to happen on the 29th till the 30th of August, all right?
Yes, of course.
All right, at
Jesda Hotel.
Jesda Hotel and Suites, Okpanam, Delta State. For the creation of Anyoma State first, that is the first goal they have to accomplish. Then others will follow. We don't know much that would follow, but of course, in galvanizing those who speak Bia as Igbos to the southeast, they said they are in tandem with the Ohanes and Igbo, which already has organized and recognized 7 states of the Federation for those who speak Bia. But they have recognized 13. That is 8 more.
8 more
added to it. Are they going to metamorphose into a political group? We are not sure. Are they also in tandem with the prescribed indigenous people of Biafra? We're not too sure. But they say they seem to be on the same page. Igbos, hear them out. We're going to open up the lines now. You can call and ask them questions if you want. Probably encourage them if you want. And get some clarity. These are the numbers you can call. 0708 888-3758, 0705-359-8111, or 0701-9000-915. Send us your SMSs to 0708-888-3758, or your WhatsApp messages to 08170-404040. We'll have our first caller here. That's our last caller right there, asking for 2 options in your demand, asking that you make sure that Anyoma State doesn't stay with the South-South. It's carved out of the South-South and put into the Southeast. Is that part of the plan too?
What is actually the plan, and it is the reason why creating this new state. The reason why is that, there is an existing injustice by region, and Tinubu, the present president, want to solve that issue of regional injustice by some region having 6 and some having 7 states.
I hope you heard one of the callers. Kano State is asking for.
No, let me not only Kano. Wait, hold on. Not even only Kano.
Because that's Northwest. They have 7 now.
Not only
that will make it 8 states.
Not only. Not. There are other regions that are still asking for states. But the truth is that there is a purpose and a reason for calling up constitutional review on this particular state creation. The reason is to actually balance this equation injustice of South is being the only 5 states to be a region. So Anyoma State automatically is a Southeast state, Igbo state. When I mean Igbo, not in the Hausa, not in the Yoruba, Anyoma State is an Igbo state. So have it and settle that cause.
All right. Well, we seem to be running out of time, and we must end this program. Quite interesting, because I've never been able to talk to people agitating for state inclusion and justice at the same time. All right. What is the people of Igbo origins, those that are in diaspora, what are they saying about this? Okay, this is all of you have to answer this, one after the other. Let's start with you, Magnus. Okay. Those outside this country who belong to this region, what are they saying? Are they also rendering their support?
Yeah, they are all supporting what we are doing, both on social media, because we have been seeing so many of them showing their support. Yeah, they are supporting massively, because so many of them want to come back home, and so many of them are in Anyoma. And during our last press conference at Asaba, so many of them showed their support. Even this upcoming conference, so many of our people outside diaspora, they are doing everything possible. Some are even coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very quickly. Indian patrons, almost all of them are staying up here.
Okay.
I'm not talking of those who travel or for occasion. I mean, people who have been living there, reside, some having citizenship as foreigners there. But I'm telling you wholeheartedly that those in abroad, Igbos in diaspora, are fully in support. We are supposed to be in what do they call it, Igbo baptism that's supposed to happen in Virginia this year, but because of issues not beyond our circumstances. So, but I'm telling you, they are supporting full time in physical, morally, financially. They are in full support.
All right, President, talk about these conglomeration happening on the 29th and 30th.
Well,
very quickly.
Quickly, and to actually speak little on what the answer they give, Ndi Igbo generally are in support of what we are doing. When I mean Ndi Igbo, any man, any woman you see today that is full-blooded Igbo is in support of the Socio-cultural organization.
Right.
Those in diaspora, those in Nigeria, they are all in support. The upcoming conference that will be held at Jesda's Hotel, their conference space at 29 through 30 August, we host people coming from US, people coming from Asia, people coming from South Africa, Lagos, Nigeria, Abuja, which your station will be
have
there.
To go now. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Episode of Issues.